Meanwhile, new at 10, Quincy City Council members discuss a fire department budget. Around $14,000 are recommended for approval and evaluation from Illinois Fire Chief Association. It includes an annual report and new commission report for a new fire chief ahead of Bernie Falcamp's retirement next year.
But when I told Commissioner Barry Chain about my upcoming retirement, he started this process rolling. What was going on tonight, they hired the Illinois Fire Chiefs Association to come in. They have people that are experts in the field of looking for candidates and weeding through the resumes and stuff like that to come in. And this was the cost associated with that timeline to do these assessment centers.
Falcamp is set to retire next year after nearly 30 years of service.